Are you looking to board your first cruise or maybe your fifth? Either way, you've come to the right place. In today's video, I'm breaking down the top 10 essential cruise tips that you need to know before you ever step foot on that ship. These aren't your typical generic tips either. We're talking about real advice that can help you avoid rookie mistakes, make the most of your time on board, and even save some serious cash along the way. Whether you're still in the planning phase or your bags are already packed, stick around because these tips will help you make your cruise smoother, more enjoyable, and a lot less stressful. Let's dive in. We're starting out with a simple but important cruise tip. Download the Cruise Line app before you board. If you have not already downloaded your Cruise Line's app, now's the time. Trust me, it's a game changer before, during, and even after your cruise. First of all, it stores your boarding pass, so getting on the ship is a breeze. It also includes an interactive map of the ship, helping you navigate without getting lost. You can make restaurant and show reservations right from your phone, and many cruise lines even let you chat with friends and family on board without even needing a Wi-Fi package, just using the app's built-in messaging feature. Plus, it makes the check-in process super simple, which brings me to my next point. That being check-in as soon as possible for the earliest boarding time available. Most cruise lines open their check-in window anywhere between 14 to 45 days before your sail date. When that window opens, you'll want to check in as soon as possible, ideally be the very first. Why? Because the earlier you check in, the earlier your boarding time will be, which means you get on the ship before the crowds, you can start enjoying everything it has to offer right away. Now here's the catch. You might need to stay up until midnight the night check-in opens just to snag that prime boarding slot. So make sure you've got all of your details and passports ready to go ahead of time. Next up at number 3, we have bring your own bottled water or even wine or champagne onto the ship. Yes, cruise ships do have water available, but getting bottled water one by one can be a bit of a hassle. On top of that, most cruise lines charge a pretty hefty price if you want bottled water delivered to your room. The good news is that most cruise lines, with the exception of Carnival, actually allow you to bring a 12-pack of bottled water per stateroom on board. If you're like me and always want a bottle of water next to you while you sleep, this tip is definitely going to make your cruise more comfortable. Now for those who enjoy a drink, here's something that you might not know. Many cruise lines also let you bring 1, sometimes even 2, bottles of wine or champagne per stateroom. That means you can enjoy a relaxing glass of wine out on your balcony during sail away without having to pay those sky-high cruise bar prices, especially helpful if you're skipping the drink package. Just keep in mind, if the bottles are corked and you have the cruise staff open it for you, they'll often charge a corkage fee, usually around $15. So it's smart to bring a screw top bottle or pack your own wine opener to avoid that extra charge. And finally, make sure you pack any wine or water in your carry-on bag, not your checked luggage, because anything found in checked bags will likely be held until the end of the cruise, or you may need to retrieve it from guest services. Now getting to tip number 4, we have bring small tips for bartenders and crew members for even better service. One thing I've noticed on every cruise I've been on is that the service is almost always incredible. I've never had a bad experience with the crew. They really do go above and beyond. But one of my favorite cruise hacks, hand down, is this. Tip your bartender on the first day of the cruise. For example, if you know you'll be spending a lot of time by the pool, take a minute on embarkation day to slip your pool bartender a few bucks. It doesn't have to be much, but that little gesture can go a long way. There's a good chance they'll remember you, and that could mean quicker service every time you come back. No more waiting in long lines while others are still trying to flag someone down. This has worked for me on both of my last 2 cruises. In fact, a couple of bartenders even went above and beyond, hooking me up with top shelf drinks that technically were included with my drink package, or serving me more than 1 drink at a time. Just a small tip early on can make a big difference in how your cruise experience goes. The crew really appreciate it, and you may even feel VIP treatment all week long. Now at number 5, we have skipped the overpriced excursions sometimes. Now if you're new to cruising or super excited to explore a new destination, this may not be for you. But if you've been to the port before, or you just want a relaxing day, staying on the ship can actually be one of the best decisions you could make. When the ship is docked and most passengers are off on excursions, everything on board is way less crowded. Buffets have shorter lines, pool decks are quieter, and you're much more likely to snag one of those coveted lounge chairs right by the pool. It's a perfect time to enjoy the ship's amenities without the usual crowds. And while it does also save you money by skipping an excursion, you're not necessarily stuck on board either. You can still get off the ship and explore the port area on your own. In many places, there are beaches, restaurants, shops, and local street food just a short walk or taxi ride away. No tour needed. In fact, it can give you a more authentic local experience than a structured excursion would. Just make sure to do a little research ahead of time so you know which areas are safe and what's nearby. And always keep an eye on the time so you're back on board well before sail away. So whether you're looking to save a bit of money, enjoy a quieter day, or explore on your own terms, skipping the official excursion and maybe even staying on the ship can be a smart move. At tip number 6, we have choose a set time for your dinner and avoid the my time dining. Let's talk about dining, specifically why choosing a set dinner time might actually be the better option compared to my time dining. Now, my time dining sounds great on the surface. You get flexibility, you can eat when you want, and it feels more casual. But there are a lot of things you may not realize that make traditional set time dining really appealing. First off, with a set dinner time, you get the same table, the same waitstaff, and often the same table mates every night. That consistency can be a huge plus. Your servers get to know your preferences quickly, how you like your steak cooked, whether you want coffee after dinner, or if you have any allergies or dietary needs. By day 2, they're already anticipating your choices, and these servers just get smoother and more personal as the cruise goes on. Set dining also makes planning your evening so much easier. You know exactly when you're eating each night, so it's a lot easier to schedule your shows, activities, or just your downtime around that. With my time dining, you could end up waiting for a table or getting a different server each night, which can really take away from that seamless experience. Another bonus, if you enjoy meeting new people, having assigned table mates can actually lead to some great conversations and friendships over the course of the cruise. You're with the same group every evening, so there's a chance to really connect and share your cruise experience together. And for families or groups, having a guaranteed table at a set time ensures everyone can eat together without the hassle of trying to coordinate or wait for a large table to open up. Now, don't get me wrong, my time dining works well for some people, especially if you have a lot of excursions or you like to keep your schedule wide open. But if you're looking for a smoother, more personalized dining experience, choosing a set dinner time might just be the way to go. Keeping on the same topic as the dining, we have let the cruise line know before you cruise that you would not like to sit with others. If you're not really into the idea of dining with strangers and would prefer to eat with just your own group, no problem, just let the cruise line know ahead of time. It's actually super easy to do before your cruise even begins. You can simply give the cruise line a quick call and request a private table for your party. And most cruise lines also have a live chat feature on their websites, and a customer service rep can make that request for you right then and there. Taking care of it in advance means you won't have to deal with it once you're on board, and you can avoid the hassle of trying to change your table assignment with the dining staff on embarkation day. Just a quick call or message and you're all set for a more private dining experience. At number 8, we have pack a swimsuit in your carry-on and not your luggage. One of the best cruise tips I can give you is to always pack your swimsuit in a carry-on bag, not your checked luggage. Here's why that matters. When you board the ship on embarkation day, it can take several hours for your checked bags to be delivered to your stateroom. In the meantime, all the pools, hot tubs, and water slides are open, and since most people don't think to bring a swimsuit in their carry-on, they're not being used to their full potential. That means you can take advantage of less crowded pool decks, grab the best lounge chairs, and start enjoying the water right away while everyone else is still waiting on their bags. Whether you want to relax in the hot tub, splash around, or just soak up some sun, having your swimsuit handy lets you make the most of that first day on board. So do yourself a favor, toss that swimsuit in your carry-on and you'll be one step ahead from the minute that you board. At number 9, we have explore the ship when you board to familiarize yourself with the ship. Cruise ships today are absolutely massive. Some of them even feel more like floating cities than actual ships, with multiple decks, dozens of restaurants, pools, theaters, lounges, and activity areas. It's really easy to get turned around or miss out on things simply because you didn't know that they were there. That's why one of the best things you can do right after boarding is to take some time to walk around and get familiar with the layout of the ship. Not only does this help you get your bearings early, but it also gives you the chance to spot places you might want to come back to later, like that quiet lounge tucked away on a higher deck or the hidden hot tub that not everybody knows about. Exploring the ship early on also saves you some time later in the cruise. You're not wasting precious vacation moments trying to figure out where something is or how to get from one end of the ship to another. Plus, knowing the layout helps you avoid crowds because you'll start to learn which elevators or stairwells are less busy and which routes get you to where you want to go the fastest. So before you head straight to the buffet or to the pool, carve out just 20 or 30 minutes to explore. It'll make the rest of your cruise smoother, less stressful, and honestly, way more enjoyable. And finally, at number 10, we have if you want to cruise again in the future, book on the cruise ship for extra perks. One of the best tips I can give you is to book your next cruise while you're still on the current one. A lot of people don't realize this, but cruise lines actually reward you for doing it. You can head over to the next cruise or future cruise desk, usually somewhere near the atrium, and take advantage of these special deals you won't get once you're back home. We're talking about reduced deposits, onboard credit, room upgrades, and extra loyalty perks. Some cruise lines even let you book a placeholder without picking dates right away, so you're not locked in, but still get the perks. Now, if you've been playing in the casino during your trip, this becomes even more important. Cruise casinos track your play, and depending on how much you've played, you might qualify for some serious offers, sometimes even a complimentary cruise. I've personally seen people get free balcony rooms just by checking in with the casino host before the cruise ended. But here's the catch, these offers don't usually come to you, you have to ask. So don't be shy, stop by the casino host desk or the next cruise desk before the last night of your trip. Booking on board also gives you first pick of cabins and itineraries, especially for popular sailings that fill up quickly. And if you're traveling with a group, it's an easy way to lock in multiple rooms together and sometimes get extra group perks too. So if you're already loving your cruise, take 5 minutes and look into booking the next one before you disembark. Whether you're after perks, discounts, or even a free trip, doing it on board could end up saving you a lot and give you something exciting to look forward to as soon as you get home. Thanks for watching, and I hope these tips make your next cruise smoother, more fun, and maybe even save you some money along the way. If you found any of these tips helpful, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing for more cruise tips, tricks, and travel content. Let me know in the comments if you have a cruise coming up or if you have a favorite cruise tip I didn't mention. I'd love to hear from you. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.